Hello everybody, welcome to Business Saga. I am Shivika Jain, your host for this show. This show is about entrepreneurship, brand building and real life experiences of real time entrepreneurs. Today we have with us Zeel Soni. She is an aerialist, pole instructor, a designer and an artist. And she has brought the wave of aerial arts in Ahmedabad.
Let's get started with today's episode. So, Zee, would you like to introduce what aerial really is?
Aerial arts is specifically what we teach is more acrobatic. It requires a lot of strength training, flexibility training, a lot of discipline, and it consists of drops and literally sort of like dancing and flowing in the air.
Do you think aerial was worth working towards, and how does it align with who you are?
I was always a really, really jumpy child. I liked jumping around constantly. I couldn't just sit at one place. So knowing that as an adult I can do this, I can still jump around and do it with other people too. It just really drew my attention. Also, it's super rewarding. Like the work you have to put in to get something, it's so liberating. So every time you get a move, you feel so strong and powerful. It's truly addictive in a really good way. So it really draws me to it.
Right. Do you create a market for it? How is it so popular, and why? What did you do to really build your brand, Aerial Arts India?
So when I started teaching, I really didn't think about creating a market. I just started doing it because it was really fun. And then I realized there is no market for it because people don't know what it is. People are afraid of it. People thought they couldn't do it. When I posted my first ad, I would get calls saying, is this really happening in Ahmedabad? Because they didn't believe it. So it was really tough for me to get people and get students. So I really had to work towards educating the city about what it is constantly. And then after I got my first batch, although it was little, I explained it to them as well that you need to talk about this. Just get people talking, And then the first year was tough, but then all of that education really helped.
So, you're trying to say that you grew more in an organic way through word of mouth marketing rather than, getting out, putting out ads and everything.
Yeah, I did grow in an organic way, but the only work I had to put in was constantly letting people know what it is and specifying what it is.
Right. You usually retain your students to stay up till higher levels since you have 8 levels of aerial.
Yeah.
How do you manage to get people to stay till level 8 or even more than that?
So we make sure that everyone that comes in here takes something from us. If you're paying an expensive fee, you should feel like you learned something. Two, I really want to make sure everyone is really happy here, and the sense of community. Because this is so rare, you can't just go and talk about it with your friends.
Right.
Right. So we've made this space like a home for everyone, and we make sure everyone is comfortable here. And I make sure they're learning something new constantly. So I constantly teach myself new things so they don't get bored with something that's repetitive. So I think people stay because they know they're always going to learn something new. They feel happy and comfortable here, and they have their own community.
Is it also important for you to like continuously change what you teach in every level? Or
It is important because the first batch that got through 8 levels, it was tough for them because they didn't have anyone to look up to. They didn't have other seniors that would give them advice. Now that new students are coming in higher levels, they have people to look up to. They will give them tricks and cheats, right?
right.
So yeah, so you constantly have to change your moves. You constantly have to work on your art because it gets easier for the newer people because they have that, someone to hold their hand and show them what.
Like you said previously in your answer, aerial is an expensive art. People do spend a lot to come till here. So why do you feel that it is important to keep it this way and not really make it accessible for everyone out there?
Well, it's a really niche practice, and the thing is, all of our equipment is really expensive and hard to maintain because it's not a prominent thing in India. All of our stuff is imported, all of our equipment.
I really
We
did not know that.
Yeah, we also make sure like people are trusting us. So safety is like our first,
Right.
priority.
Like we can
And
see the amount of safety marks
Yeah.
right over there. Like it's a lot of them.
So the thing is, to maintain an aerial
Hmm.
studio, you constantly have to get everything weight tested. We have to change our silks because you
How
don't want
often do you change them?
every 3 months because
Oh.
so many people use our silks.
Hmm.
So it is expensive to maintain a studio itself. You have to get safety checks done.
Hmm.
The equipment is expensive.
Right.
We want to provide the best of everything.
Hmm.
Even for pole, you need grip. So yeah, and the art form itself was inaccessible to me too. For me to do this, it cost me a lot of money
Yeah.
to be able to teach. So it's not that we want to make it expensive, but it is just how it is to
Right.
run it as a business.
How do you usually delegate? Usually pick out your instructors, train them, and make sure that you trust them to begin with.
So we want to make sure that all of
Hmm.
our instructors have at least finished 8 levels with us.
Okay.
They want to go through that professional training.
Hmm.
Then I want to make sure that that person is a people person, that they are selfless. They feel happy
Hmm.
in like the joy of others.
Right.
That's the most important thing. Two, they have to know how to speak and stuff. And then after that I ask them, like, what do you want to teach?
Right.
Right, because someone just wants to perform, right? Some people just
Yeah.
want to perform. Teaching is completely different from doing.
Hmm.
So I ask them after they finish 8 levels if I feel like, they're progressing well. And then I put them through first aid, CPR, AED training. I
Oh.
train them on how to spot
It's
people.
not just aerial.
It's not just aerial. Your experience in this company
Right.
changes once you start teaching.
Hmm.
It becomes completely different. They're also trained on how to fall, how to catch
Okay.
people falling, spotting, how to handle a bunch of people. Because
Hmm.
teaching aerial is not just teaching aerial, it's
Hmm.
handling a bunch of people too.
Hmm.
So they are trained for that for at least 6 months.
A
They
question
assist me
away from
personally.
business a little bit. How many people do you usually aim for keeping in your batch?
At least 10.
Okay, that's fair. Hmm. Uh, why did you move your studio? Because previously you had a different studio at Shamal and you shifted here around 2 years back?
A year.
A year
Yeah.
back. Okay. And how did you plan your risk when you
Right.
moved here?
So before we were teaching at a dance studio.
Okay.
So it was a partnership. So
Hmm.
the whole space was not ours. So that means we had limited time,
Right.
and Aerial Arts India was only running on Saturdays and Sundays
Oh.
because that was the only time
So it would be
available.
like you taking 4 classes in 2 days.
5, 6 classes, as much
Wow.
as I could fit in one day.
Okay.
But that was it. So as our community grew,
Hmm.
as they finished higher levels, we felt like we needed a higher ceiling too,
Right.
and everybody wanted to come here more.
What's area without the height?
Yeah, and yeah, everyone just told us that we just want to do
Yeah.
this more than 2 days. And then after a while, we ended up paying the same amount to
Hmm.
that studio as I would pay for rent on my own.
Right.
So at that point, it made sense for us to
Hmm.
move. And
Of course.
while planning the move, we had to note down, we had to make a whole Excel sheet and had to figure from the start, like
Hmm.
from when I started Aerial Arts India, how many students came, how long did they stay,
Hmm.
how much did they pay, how many want to come
Right.
back. We also did an analysis of people that left, why did they leave, because we want to
Oh.
understand that. So we calculated all of our risks
Hmm.
before we decided to move. And it was it was an okay risk to take. And
That's
now
fair.
that we've moved here,
Hmm.
we have more space to be creative and more people can come now because we
And
have
you
more
can
time.
access it 24/7 then.
Yeah, yeah.
And last question.
Mhm.
So you're an artist, you're an aerial artist. What enables you to make it a business and most importantly, build a community that only being an artist won't help you build?
Right. So before I was before I started this
Hmm.
company, it was just learn aerial arts with Zeel Sony.
Right.
I was just doing it for fun. And
Hmm.
then I think my brother came around from when he was
Okay.
in Canada and he's like, what are you doing? And he's like, no, you need to form a company if you really want
Right.
to do this. And then he's like, make 4 levels. So I made 4 levels. And then
Okay.
after 4 levels were done, he's like,
Hmm.
people want to come back to you because people like done. So he's like, now make 4 more levels.
Hmm.
So I think you need a business person with you So he created the company. He helped me set everything up. He taught me how to, you need to have a whole curriculum. If you have to do it the right way, if you really want to do this for your life. So, and there's a lot of admin work that goes on after you open a studio, and you need a business-minded person with you. Although I'm an artist now, I've learned how to do business, but
Right.
before I didn't. And he also helped me create a performance troupe.
Okay.
So our troupe has 20 performers.
Okay.
So that means whenever we get an inquiry for a show, instead of me going, I can just send 5 members, 4 members, 10 members,
Right.
and they can perform and get paid. And then we do a show every year. So we have a lot of
Okay.
plans for them traveling and doing shows too. So it's not just creating an academy, just it's about like, using aerial arts the best way you can to sustain it.
It's like a typical aerial college where students come in, they study, and then they get their placements too.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that you can't be an artist and you need another person, but you have to have that business perspective. Because if I didn't have him, I would not be able to, build up my art more. I would constantly be worried about that working end. So although I have to learn it, I still have that creative freedom because I have a partner like that.
We have two impromptu questions for you that she's not been informed about prior, but what advice would you give to new artists, specifically artists of every field who want to build a business but don't know how to run a business?
So first of all, in whatever you're doing, make sure you get your education right.
Okay.
Like for aerial, you need to have certain qualifications because
Right.
you're handling people's lives. People don't think about that. Think about the business end of it too. It's not just art and you teaching it or doing it. Think about how you can make it bigger or grow it bigger. You can't just start doing it. You need to
Right.
have a plan. Like if I'm starting this, am I gonna grow? Is it scalable? So make sure you think and plan for that.
Okay, last question.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is a journey, and a lot of people have taken it up before. And I feel like this is the new age of entrepreneurship. A lot more people are taking it up. What do you think is different about entrepreneurs of this age than of our generation? What is something that is different?
I think we have it easier because we have more accessibility. And I think the older generation just physically had to work harder. If they needed something, they had to drive somewhere.
Yeah.
With the internet and stuff, it's much easier for us. So yeah, that's different.
Okay, that's fair. So thank you for watching Business Saga. This was you, Sony, on Aerial Arts India, and I hope you had fun listening to this and it was knowledgeable. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Shivika.